Let's take a look. All right, so just to share what the contents of the box has in store for us, anyone who buys these X-Men versus Street Fighter cabs are in for a treat because the cabinet art looks so good. Now this is, I believe, the riser from what the sizing looks like. But this is the marquee, and I think it lights up, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it definitely lights up. The power supply is right at the bottom there, but look at that. Can't wait to turn it on. Amazing. I think part of the reason why I was really encouraged to pick this cabinet up was because of the artwork. Look at that. Everyone's there. Gambit, Magneto, Cyclops, Rogue, Sabretooth, Wolverine, Akuma, Ken, Dhalsim, Ryu, Bison, and Chun-Li. X-Men versus Street Fighter. Looking really good. Okay, so now this one here, the panel for the joysticks. I was taking a quick look at this. Now, the thing that really intrigues me is, so if you're wondering if it has an acrylic cover, it does. It's got this cover, like I think it's like a sticker on top of it. I have to peel it off, but I'll do it later. But the thing I'm actually really surprised is the tactile responsiveness of the buttons are actually pretty decent. They don't appear to be low quality or anything. So I think for now I'm gonna leave that. But the thing I want to point out is the joystick itself. Now, if I take a quick peek at what it looks like from the inside, I don't know what kind of gate it is. We'll take a look. We're not going to do the upgrade right this minute, but from what I can tell, maybe it's got an octagon gate already, but who knows? But just judging by the way it rotates, we'll see if it actually does, and if I still need the sandwich stick. But again, we'll do a comparison later on. So there's the joystick panel. Got the nice player 1, player 2 on and off switch and volume control. This is the audio speakers. I don't know which part that goes into. I believe it's probably at the bottom. Nicely labeled. So I'm looking at some of the instruction here. It's got letters that illustrate what goes where. And right behind me, I should actually put this in the box so I don't step on it, is the LCD panel. It's got a little warning label and all that jazz. So yeah, that's the actual monitor itself. But I'm actually gonna just put this somewhere else before I step on it. Maybe I probably might damage it, so I'll leave it on the corner here, just for safekeeping. So there we have it. This is the contents of the X-Men vs. Street Fighter cabinet by Arcade1up. And that pretty much sums that up, and it's time to assemble it. Wow, one of the big selling points of this unit for me was the red color. Sucker when it comes to red. And yeah, the artwork is absolutely beautiful, guys. This is the front panel. The riser, I haven't opened it yet, but just to give you an idea, it's pretty short. If you look at it, I'd say it's about 3 feet, 4.5 feet maybe. But again, gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous piece of artwork. When it comes to the lit up marquee, which we haven't tested yet, obviously. The LCD panel, which we'll get to momentarily. And yeah, that pretty much gives you an idea of what the unit looks like. And again, what a beauty. So the back of the LCD monitor has an antenna for Wi-Fi, and from what it looks like, that's what allows you to do online play. So in case you didn't know, you can actually play online play for X-Men versus Street Fighter for this model, which is another reason why I picked it up, so you can play online. And I gotta tell you, I think they've upgraded the stick, because compared to the Street Fighter demo that they had at the Brick that one time I visited, I felt the stick was so tight. But something about these joysticks maneuver pretty nicely. Even the keys are a little stiff because it's brand new, but again, we'll take a look and see, and we'll compare the two. But just wanted to let you know that right off, you know, the assembly line, I think they've manufactured these to accommodate for the seasoned Street Fighter user, you know. So if you're ever looking at getting the Sanwa buttons, I'd say hold off and probably want to stick to this joystick that comes bundled with your unit. So something to keep note of in case you pick one up. All right. Looking at the acrylic cover, it does come with it. So if you're wondering, is that a separate accessory? Do I have to spend extra? Nope, everything is here. I just have to screw it on. The screws are all set and ready. And let's show you the back really quickly. I'll just turn the light on just to get some light back here. So the back, as you can see, has plenty of space. I've seen some guys on YouTube stick a mini fridge here. Now I'm not going to do that. I have other ideas, but just letting you know that lots of room down below to use as some sort of storage, hidden stuff that you might have. And yeah, I'm going to be utilizing that. Not right now, but later on I'm going to be looking at something. I already have something in mind, but definitely check that out when you get a chance to construct your own Arcade1 cabinet. And let's look at the wiring really quickly. So, you know, wiring here is pretty straightforward, easy peasy. Again, the Wi-Fi module is right there. Audio. There's a splitter that does the marquee, and it said there the joystick panel. So I guess it also uses that to generate the power. But there's also a ribbon here that I haven't actually removed yet. But this is the ribbon that's going to be connected to the joystick panel. I'll just take this off for a second. Actually forgot to remove it, but yeah, this is what's going to be connected underneath here. I'm going to stick that on. All right, so we've completed assembling the riser. Look at that, guys. What a gorgeous riser. This looks so much better than the traditional Arcade1up risers that say Arcade1up at the front. It says X-Men versus Street Fighter. Got the nice graphics. Just incredible. So right off the bat, guys, this right here, worth your money, man. One little tidbit I want to share that I noticed though, because some of you might not know this, but the bottom comes with these pegs. So if you're looking at trying to protect your floor, so they've included that. Just an FYI. It also comes underneath here. So I'm not going to move that, but just to let you know, underneath the actual cabinet, same thing. It's got the pegs underneath so it doesn't scratch your floor. But again, I can't stop looking at that. It's just beautiful. Here we go. Moment of truth. Ladies and gentlemen, X-Men versus Street Fighter. Oh boy, I can't believe I own one of these. But that was fun. Everything is set, except peeling the sticker off. Actually, let's do that right now. Okay guys, so the last step, which is something I actually missed out on, was removing the protective film, which I was supposed to do halfway through, but it's okay, nothing fatal. I just wanted to make sure that I protected the display from any damage, so I left this last, but apparently I was supposed to remove it halfway through. At long last, my very own X-Men vs. Street Fighter cabinet, brought to you by Arcade1up, is right here, and it's ready to go. Let's turn it on. Look at that! Check that out. This one comes bundled with a lit arcade marquee. Front graphics, loading. Thank you so much, Arcade1up, for bringing this beauty into our homes. Incredible. Oh, wow. Sure miss the 90s, guys. Okay, so just for starters, let's go over the main menu here. We've got X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, X-Men Children of the Atom, and X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. The leaderboards that we see here, as you can see, I haven't gone online yet. And there's nothing to see here, bub. Okay, so for X-Men vs. Street Fighter, I just want to show the character screens. We have Magneto, Juggernaut, Dalsim, Bison, Zangief, Chun-Li, Storm, Sabretooth, Gambit, Rogue, Cammy, Charlie, Ken, Ryu, Cyclops, and Wolverine. For X-Men Children of the Atom, we have Storm, Cyclops, Wolverine, Omega Red, Sentinel, Spiral, Silver Samurai, Psylocke, Colossus, and Iceman. Alright, so for Marvel vs. Capcom, we've got Chun-Li, Ryu, Zangief, Mega Man, Captain Commando, Morrigan, Strider, Spider-Man, Jin, Hulk, Venom, Captain America, Gambit, War Machine, and Wolverine. I've never played this game in the arcade. I'm guessing it's a port from like Super Nintendo, just because of the Capcom logo and just the way the graphics look. But I mean, I could be wrong. I've honestly never heard of this game before. Takes up a lot of space, but yeah, so we can pick Psylocke, Cyclops, Wolverine, Beast, and Gambit. So to give you a kind of a preview, let's take a look. Now, this one here is kind of reminds me of the Final Fight Golden Axe Ninja Turtle type of fighting. But the gripe that I have with this game is it only goes left and right? Like, compared to Ninja Turtles, Simpsons, you know how you can go up, down, left, right on the screen. This one's just like left and right, and it's pretty plain. It had potential, I think. Like, I played with it earlier on today, and I honestly think it's an odd addition to this this cabinet. But you know, I guess because they're going with the X-Men theme, they felt they should have put it in. But if you ask me, they should have just put the actual X-Men game with, I think the one with Nightcrawler in it. That would have been a better choice. But anyway, that kind of gives you a preview of what this game's all about. I found this stage kind of cool. Reminded me of Batman from the Nintendo days. Other than that, that's pretty much it. I wouldn't call this, mind-blowing or anything. You know, if I was 10 years old, I'd probably take my time to play it, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so now that I'm done swooning over the lit marquee here, I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. Let's go over some of the finer details here. So starting off with the LCD panel here has a couple of moves that they list here, just like the arcades. It started off with the buttons. The on and off switch, the volume control, which is kind of neat. It goes up to 15. Very say 6 or 7 is quite decent. Player 1, player 2 to start, and of course the joysticks. Now, deeper into this video, I will go over sample shots of me testing out the buttons. But for the time being, I do want to say the buttons feel pretty good as far as what the stock joysticks have presented itself for. And the Sanwa joysticks that I picked up earlier on, I think I'm gonna hold off on these for the time being. And I think if these break, I'll have a backup ready here to upgrade with. But again, take it from me, just because I tested it out earlier on, I feel like you don't need to do any upgrades. So leave it as is and you'll be fine. Okay, so now let's get on with the actual performance test and see how it goes.
Ready. Fight.
Okay, so first off, fireballs. No problem. Uppercuts. Hurricane kick. Fireballs in the air. There you go. Let's try right. Piece of cake. That is it. Oh, son of a... Okay, so for this segment of the video, we're going to talk about the online gameplay. Let's start with Marvel vs. Capcom, and what we'll do is we'll go online and see for the first time what the online gameplay is like. So let's select Danger Room. And no, it appears like no one's online. Let's try X-Men vs. Streetfighter, online game. There is nobody online. So my guess is because the unit is still fairly new, I'm guessing that people are still practicing to make sure they hone their skills. But that's my guess. I mean, looking at the main menu here, it looks like people have been playing. And I think like Jim ZX here has 25 losses, and they don't want to have that on their record. You know what I'm saying? So I think for the time being, let's park that aside and take a look at other options this cab has to offer. But again, that just shows you a little tour of what the online gameplay was supposed to look like. So keep that in mind, all right?
X-Men versus Streetfighter.
All right, so I've outlined a couple of good pointers about the cabinet, beginning with the joystick. Now, as I said before, the joystick itself gets my 2 thumbs up with the quality, and I feel like having to install the Sanwa buttons and joystick as an option isn't necessary, so just stick to that and you'll be fine. Next, the volume control I found quite convenient. It shows up on the screen here. The older machines, I think, that never did that, so good job on that, Arcade1up. Also, the next good thing was the lit up marquee. I've seen units where it doesn't light up, and it totally makes up for it. And last but not least, the arcade machine's artwork. Look at that, man. Look at that. Just beautiful. And that's it. So there we have it. Those are some of the pointers that I've noted that I really liked and appreciated about this arcade cab machine. And of course, there are some gripes that I've noticed. Starting with this coming off. So during some gameplay, I've had instances where I'm playing and it, it just started to fall off while I'm doing my uppercuts and fireballs. But I'm sure it's a little fix that can be easily remedied. I just found it annoying that right in the beginning it screws off really easily. So if you're doing your moves, it just falls right off. So other than that, I don't think it's really a big deal. But just something to note of in case you're playing and it becomes an annoying bit. Next, I have the next gripe that I have about this machine is, see, let's look at the games that it comes with. So really, there's 3 fighting games that it comes with: Children of the Atom, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom. This is the oddball, which I feel like just, if I can just even just remove it at that point. I think a different game would have been better. It just, even like the plain Street Fighter or even Darkstalkers I would take. But because of a fighting cabinet should just be all fighting, I get that they're sticking with the X-Men theme. I would even just take the other X-Men, with the one that has Nightcrawler in it, and just the game itself is weird, so I feel like kind of a waste. Hey folks, I want to point out something that I also wanted to bring up. Look at the sprites. Now, I'm zoomed up really close, but you see the edges of Cyclops and Ken here. You can see the pixels, and the thing that I found quite annoying playing this game right off the bat was seeing, you know, the blockiness. Now, one thing that will fix this is the use of scan lines. Now, I don't think the option is there to even adjust it, but it'd be a nice touch to, you know, have that as an option, I think. Because right now when I'm playing, I'm just looking at it, it's like, wow, everything just seems so blocky. And with the use of scan lines, not everyone likes that. I don't mind it personally, but that's one little thing I noticed about this game right off the bat. The edges are very, very blocky, as you can see there. Look at Ken. You know, times have changed. We've come a long way from the days of the quarter. I used to spend so much money. We used to go across the street, the convenience stores, the Mickeys, the Funlands, the gold tips, the silver tips. Yeah, the good old days. But thanks to Arcade1up distributing the licenses, we're able to take these titles home right into our houses. But that being said, I want to say thank you for watching, and a shout out to Jeff, who lives in Las Vegas, my cousin, who introduced me to the wonderful world of Arcade1up. So thanks to him, really, I was able to grab one of these right for myself. But with that being said, I hope you like what I put together. I do look forward to future updates that Arcade1up may have in store for us for 2021. Through the grapevine, I think an upgraded Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter cab is on the way. And I think it's the anniversary. I'm not too sure, but there is space for a second and third cab, so looking forward to that. But yeah, that about wraps up my segment here. I hope you like my video. When you get a chance, do hit the like button. It helps out my channel. And subscribe if you can, because I'll be making more updates. And guys, this is Cito. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Street Fighter!